Kara, what kind of news is coming out of the wasteland today?
The most sinister sounding intros to a trailer to one of the
COVID deaths are once again overwhelming hospitals in the US, but only in counties with particularly low vaccination rates. Of the 25 counties in the US with the biggest increase in COVID infections, all but one had vaccination rates of less than 40%. Meanwhile, COVID is quickly becoming a disease of the third world as the situation worsens in developing countries that can't get access to shots or to the techniques used to make vaccines, which are the intellectual property of various corporations.
What is he looking for? We're looking for a guy that's been peddling dope to school kids.
This is, I watch the news every day, and are close to it. And I see this going on, and I see the vaccinations, and I can't tell if COVID is going up entirely because people aren't getting vaccinations, or if these variants have something to do with it.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
I mean, I know they're more virulent, so I know that has something to do with it, but I don't know if it has, like, if it's more able to get you with the vaccine.
It is worth mentioning that infections have gone up everywhere, but they've gone up by a much larger amount in places where the vaccination rates are very low.
I'm a little unnerved by the rampant crack pottery that's going on in this world on both sides. All this time I've been sitting here. So, before Trump got elected, I was one of those people who felt like racism was on the decline and that we were in the home stretch and things were getting really good, and I don't know. I came out of Reading. I watched TV.
I thought that too.
And then, all this stuff goes on and I'm like, holy smokes, I am out of touch, And so up until just about now, this specific moment, I've been thinking that the crackpots on the left and the crackpots on the right were just a very, very vocal minority.
Sure.
But if you overlay a map of Democrats, Republicans, whatever, onto a map of the vaccinations and stuff, you definitely see that there are party lines there. Now, I'm not looking to get into that argument, but you can do that with a lot of things. You can do that with religion. You can do it with phone usage. You can do it with pot legalization, gay weddings, all this stuff. And it is just, for me to see it so cut and dry, hardcore, it makes me think we're all crackpots. You're a crackpot. I'm a crackpot. They're crackpots. Apparently, we're all just crackpots.
I would call that a radical interpretation of the data.
Well, let's say you're on a boat with 9 other people, and the boat is going to sink and you have to get the water out, and half of you think you should use a bucket, and the other half think you should use a hose for siphoning, but you do neither because you can't decide between the two of you. You're both crackpots. You're stupid. You're all going to die.
Yeah, but that is not the situation here. The situation is half the people are getting into lifeboats and half the people are throwing a party.
No. But as an adult, let's say that's the case. Okay, this half says, do this or we're all going to die. And this half says, we're not going to do that. As a parent who knows that the ship has to stay afloat regardless, you have to say, okay, well then what will you do? And they say, well, we'll do this. And you say, okay, well, let's work together to get that done. Compromise, regardless of who's right. Who's right is irrelevant. The way compromise works is by compromise. I get you. And I agree that what your right is right with me as well. But do you want to die right? Or do you want to live to be right another day?
Well, I say save yourself. You don't need the people who are wrong.
That doesn't work this way, man. We need to vaccinate these other countries. We need to get together and vaccinate.
I definitely agree we need to vaccinate other countries.
That's where these variants are going to come from. They're not going to come from Nevada.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. The variants, like you said, are coming from other countries. Other countries aren't full of anti-vaxxers. We're full of anti-vaxxers. Other countries aren't getting vaccinated because, we want to help them get the shots. And,
I
we want.
I'm not talking about one issue. I'm talking about all the issues on the whole. Basically, if we don't make any changes, society falls. That's what happens.
No, I mean, I agree with that, but I think, I don't know. I just don't think there is a reasonable compromise on a lot of issues. I think one person says vaccines are necessary and everyone needs them. One person says vaccines are literally poison. What's the compromise? You take half a vaccine? How do you even begin with that? It's impossible.
I don't know. You start. I don't know. That was a terrible joke. I was going to say you start squirting it in the Walmart mac and cheese, and then it takes care of itself. All right, I'm terrible. But the people on the right are doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing. We're all just doing the same thing. We're just being jerks.
Yeah,
I'm a jerk. I'm a terrible jerk and a crack.
That's true. I think the same behavior is okay in one circumstance and wrong in another circumstance, depending on, whether you're right or not. Like, that's what it all just comes back to. What are the actual facts, and
Right.
there's no way to get around it. There's no way to be sensitive to everyone's feelings because some people are wrong.
Well, then I will ask this of every adult out there, and that is same thing you would ask your kids. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And they're all going to say, well, we're not going to do this and that'll make us happy. It's not about, I don't know. Forget it.